Hi everybody, it's Crazy, it's Friday, and it's time for the UPBGE video of the week. Now, before I get started, gotta give a shout out to my trusted, because you guys rock. To my Crazy fam, I love you guys. And to my patrons, thank you for your continued support. Now, we're up to episode number 22, and we left off with shark swimming animation. That was the only one we did, and this is what we came up with. Okay, she's just swimming along. She's doing great. Now, I left y'all with a little bit of homework, or basically a side idea, and that's to create a shark attack. And I want to read that for you real quick. It says, you can also do a shark attack animation. For a smooth transition, make a new action with the same initial and final poses as the shark swimming. If you go with that, use the animation, attack animation when the shark eats a fish. Okay, so I created actually a couple, but this one was just a quick, easy one that I did because it makes it look like she's just attacking them and just gnarling into them. Okay, so she just shakes her head real quick. That's it. That's all she does. You know, so she'll grab them and shake her head. So that was the animation I came up with. Y'all let me know what animations you came up with. You know, drop a link in the description or the link in the comments, or hop on over to my server and drop them in my video area, my video channel, and show people what you came up with. I have mine. You see how mine works, so let's see yours. All right, so let's continue on. Now that we've got our animations all set up, okay, we're going to work on keyboard and camera. All right, so after all the hard work of setting up your main character, it's time to bring in the game. If you play the game now, or hit the P on the on your keyboard, okay, you will see nothing but the shark standing still. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in texture mode so you can see her. Okay, there we go. And if I hit P right now, she doesn't do anything at all. And also, you know, P is a shortcut for play, okay? Or you can come over here to the launch menu and just launch it and do the same. And escape gets you out of it, so that way you ain't got to continue trying to figure out. And it used to have it to where you can, you know, come over here and exit out, but sometimes it don't let unless you're doing standalone player. As you see, mine doesn't have it. Mine's 0.2.0, okay? All right, so, and that was just a little excerpt, you know, from the book. Okay, so we will now set up the logic bricks. You'll learn more about logic bricks in the next chapter, which is chapter 3. They are the visual components of the logic and interaction of the game. The shark animation and movement will be controlled with logic bricks. We will also set up the camera control and motion. Okay, so the shark will always be swimming. Thus, we will be playing the swimming animation consistently. So what we're going to do is you're going to change your screen from the animation to the game logic, which is right up here. You come up here to this little deal here, and you can go straight down to game logic, and look at that. You can put it to game logic, and you automatically have your logic editor right here. Now, before we get going any further, let's put that on texture mode so you can see how pretty your shark looks, because you did all that work on making it, right? All right, so, and it says, in the logic editor, add an always sensor. Okay, so you can actually hit Shift A, go to sensor, okay, because you used the first one, you got controller and actuator, go to sensor, then come to always, and now you've got an always sensor. Do true level triggering, because that does help out a lot. Okay, and just so you know, there you go, true level triggering. Okay, and then you're going to come over here to the actuator, and it says add an action actuator and connect it with the sensor. So we'll go to the action. Okay, you can also hit Shift A and do the same way. Okay, and we're going to connect them up. Okay, so in the action actuator, in the mode setting, you're going to go to loop stop. Okay, so it's loop stop right there. Okay, then in the action, you're going to do shark swimming. Okay, there you go. And the start frame at 1 and the end frame at 30. Now, you can set these for whatever time you set your swimming animation for. It does not have to be 30, you know, but you do have to start from position 1. Okay. All right, so now that the shark can swim, so let's see that in actuality. Okay, so now we're up here and we hit P, guess what? Our shark now swims. That's awesome. So now you have a swimming shark. Okay, so Suzie Shark can now swim. So, see, we want her to be able to move around, not just swim, just sit there and swim in place. We want her to be able to move. So you want it to move around. The controls of the game are simple. Use the spacebar to swim forward. Left and right to rotate. Up and down to emerge and submerge. You have to add a keyboard sensor for each of those keys and connect them as such. Okay, so we need 5 keyboard sensors. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now, you can fast forward this if you want to get ahead, you know, or just, you know, you've already done this and you want to tinker around with it a little bit more. You know, I'm going to do it slow because I don't do fast forwarding because I don't know how to. But you want to have 5 keyboards. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those are my 5 keyboards. All right, so the first keyboard we're gonna put the left key. So we'll put left. Okay. And then we're gonna hit over here, we're gonna hit the left key. Okay, left arrow key. We're gonna select true level triggering. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the next one. That's gonna be right. Right. And that's the right arrow key. True level triggering. Up. Oops, not O. Up. Okay. No, I must hit tab. And then we're going to hit the up arrow key. Make sure true level triggering is on. And then we're going to hit down. Okay. And then we're going to do that as well. Hit the down arrow key and true level triggering. And last but not least, it's going to be the space bar. Space. Okay. And then come down here, tap your space bar and select true level triggering. Now there's one thing I didn't do. Again, I keep forgetting. I don't know why, but display keys so y'all will understand what I'm doing sometimes when I get into a rambling session. Okay, so now we're going to do motion. We need 5 motion sensors, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Okay, so with the motion actuators, we're going to set them up how we want them to go. So left needs to rotate on the Z axis. So we get the Z axis here. It's going to be 1 degree. Okay, and then we're going to turn off the local variable, okay, local coordinates, because of the fact that locally we don't want her to go into, you know, the wrong direction. The way she's facing is going to be considered the forward direction, so we want her to rotate on that. Okay, and then we're going to name this one rotate left. Okay, or rot left, and you don't have to have a space in there because, yeah, don't really need it. Okay, so the next one we're going to hit rot right, rotate right. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Z axis. We're going to hit -1, and we're also going to uncheck local. We're going to go with global settings on that one. Okay, the next one is the up, so that is emerge. Okay, same thing as this in the book. And that one is we're going to rotate on the X axis 1 degree. Okay, we're going to leave this on. Do not turn it off. It's not going to help you. Okay, and then the next, second to the last is submerge. Okay, submerge, and then we're going to go to the -1 degree deal as well. Okay, see, there we go. And leave to local on. Okay, and let's connect all these bad boys up. Yes, I know I did not do the space bar just yet. I just wanted to connect these up. Okay, now last one is, okay, local, or no, it's actually move. Okay, because our character is going to use that to move. Now we're gonna go from the location on Y, and we're gonna go negative, okay, 0.05. Okay, you don't always have to have a 0 in there. Zeros, you know, Blender's pretty smart. It figures out that you wanted a 0 before that. Same thing with a calculator. Most of them do the same thing. As you see, there's a 0. Okay, so we've got our movement set up and ready to go. So now when you hit the space bar, it's going to move forward. You know, if you hit the up and down arrows, it's going to go up and down. You know, if you hit the right and left arrow keys, it's going to rotate to the left and to the right. So it's going to make her turn. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick save. We're going to hit save as, and we're going to do it as 11A. I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now she's saved. Ain't going to worry about it no more. And then if we hit P, you'll notice that if you hit the up arrow key, she goes down, the down arrow, she goes up. Okay, because she's emerging, she's going down, or if she's submerging, she's going back up. Okay, left turns her left, right turns her right. Oh, I don't know why it's going that way. Maybe I got something wrong. Let's see here. Rotate left. No. Rotate right. Oh, that's why, because I didn't put anything on that one. Why didn't I? -1. There we go. Okay, so now my character will work, right? Let's hit play again. Okay, she goes left, she goes right. Okay, and so when you hit spacebar now, she swims around. She goes down and up and all the way around. Okay, so all kinds of neat stuff that our character can now do. Now next week we'll get going on the working on the camera setup. So we're going to go ahead and leave it at that for this week. If you want to play around with your camera, figure out where you want to put it, or possibly what kind of view you want to have. You want to have it as a third fish view, first fish view, second fish view, whatever that one is. Have a fish following it, or you chasing after a fish. Well, either which way. But figure out how you want to do your camera. Do you want to do it as a side scroller? Do you want to do it as a top down? Do you want to do it as a kind of angled, cinematic type view? Figure out which way you want your camera to set, because that's the way it's going to be forever. That's throughout the entire game. That's how it's going to be. So give that a try out. When we come back next week, that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on your camera and get it all set up to where your character can actually swim in her little world. Okay? So until next time.